16 years old. That is the main talking point when it comes to Lamine Yamal, the Barcelona wonder kid. And unlike many footballers of today, he is already starting for one of the leading teams in Europe at that such a young age, which is the youngest we've ever seen. Not only that, he has also started for Spain and scored for them already, breaking many records for club and country. So what makes Lamine Yamal so good, and why is he the leading player of his age group in many decades to come? In this video, we look to these questions, and if you like this video, please like and subscribe and watch my other content. Now, Barcelona are used to using academy players progressing through the first team. They have obviously made many legends across the years, and obviously Lionel Messi even came through their academy itself. And even in their first team now, you look at people like Pedri and Xavi, who are starters at such a young age for the team. And since Xavi has come in as manager, he is very much looking into the youth department and looking at who he can bring in from La Masia every single year, because there's been so many players just coming through recently, even the 17-year-old that scored in his debut the other day. And there has been many teenagers on world football that have really taken the world by storm and straight away resulted into a big player for a big team. But this is just so different, as he is just 16 years old and started playing for Barcelona at just 15, but most people were even still in school. Not only that, Barcelona have spent a lot of money on different wingers. They've got Rafinha, they've got Torres, and they've got other players that can play there, but he is still started on that right hand side most games, and there is big reasons why. Lamine Yamal is what you call as a typical right winger. He is left footed on the ball, and he has got a brilliant technical ability while also having ball control and boldness to help him stand out. Despite being one of the youngest players in La Masia as well, he was given the start by Xavi, who had seen him personally and let him train with the first team at just 15 years old. And as a natural left footer, it's a very good attribute to have, and it makes him a handful for a variety of attacking situations that Barcelona come across. With the ball, Yamal likes to come inside from the right wing onto his favoured left foot usually. He has quickly become a key element of this Barcelona attack, often receiving the ball wide and poising problems in the right channel. And Xavi often uses a tactic of overloading central areas to secure possession, while carrying one-on-one situations on the outside plays into Yamal's strengths. Very much like we see the top wingers get, they want to get them in one-on-one situations where they can run at the fullback. And this is where Yamal really excels. He's a brilliant dribbler, and he can also do through balls, and he has shown a great level of finishing at just such a young age. And honestly, he provides a major attacking threat already, and he's shown maturity in his decision making, which is crazy for his age, and it's definitely why Xavi has put him in the team already. And despite obviously having brilliant technical abilities, and you can see the potential there, he obviously, his decision making at just such a young age is very good. He seems to always make the right decisions, and he seems very unselfish on the ball, but he is not afraid to do things himself and get the chances that he needs, which is a great attribute for wingers to have, but you usually see it a lot later in the career of wingers who develop it over a lot of years of experience. He's also shown that he is very good at the wide range of attributes you need for a winger. He's very good at running at defenses, but also crossing it or doing short passes. He can sort of do anything, and he's made a lot of very good decisions at such a young age. Yamal also plays a very important role in the counter-attacking and tight spaces that Barcelona use, because he often has really good movement off the ball. He can also attack space in behind, running on the last man, but he often likes to attract the defender in between, creating space for his teammates in behind. He's comfortable with the ball played to his feet, whether in build-up or more attacking areas, while he also is his ability to apply the finish to a swift break. But this often shows the responsibility he has already. He's making the decisions that need to make his team go up the pitch, and he's helping his players around him get more chances, and he's not thinking about goals or assists for himself. He also works very well in small different areas. He's very good at getting a shot away inside the box if there's players around him, a bit like a winger like Mohamed Salah would do. Obviously, he doesn't have that clinical nature yet. And often Yamal is obviously a traditional winger, so he's actually very good at ball carrying. He obviously loves to cut in onto his favoured left foot, and will often get to the ball byline and try and cut in and make some chances. But the thing that makes him stand out, not only his age, is the fact that he's actually very good with ball positioning on his feet, and he usually doesn't give the defender many options, so he could even drive for the ball and head up, or play a pass into an overlap, or cross in. He's very good with spatial awareness and figuring out what's going on around him and figuring out what's the best idea at that time. This is very important as a winger, because it makes the fullback very question what they're going to do, and if you're not just a cut-in merchant, he can do different things to go on the outside or play that overlap with Barcelona's tactics. It just proves it's very unpredictable, so you can't just man mark him out of the game. That accompanied by the fact that he loves having the ball to feet and likes making a move around, so he will come into the middle to pick up the ball if he thinks that's where he should be in that necessary moment, especially with the overlap and fullbacks Barcelona have. And this all plays into the fact that he is so adaptable already, and I think this is one of the big reasons why Xavi loves playing him over and over again, because he seems to be learning all the time, obviously at his young age, but he seems to understand how tactical awareness, and he seems to have a big understanding of what Xavi's trying to do in different games. And this probably comes down to the versatility part of La Masia. Apparently when he was in La Masia, he also played as a striker and in midfield, so it shows that he is comfortable coming into the middle or picking up the ball where he needs to. And at a youth level, he showed a very good maturity of finishing, position, so I'm sure that will come up eventually. And we've seen some of his goals from now. He scored for Barcelona and he also scored for Spain, which is another good effort. So he's clearly very good at cutting in, just curling that ball into the other side of the post. Obviously, at the age of 16, there is ways to improve for the young man, and often his physicality plays into this because he's been put out wide because of his physicality. He's not good enough to be a striker as he was in the youth academy because of just this amount of strength that he needs at a professional level. But he is obviously 16. This will hopefully get improved over time, and it seems like he has that tactical ability and also the brains to be able to play at this high level already. So that's why he's consistently playing, and that's why he got called up for Spain so early. He also struggles a bit with the defending for Barcelona. As an out-and-out striker back in the day and now a winger, it's probably a lot very hard for him to defend at such a high level, and he has struggled for Barcelona since he's come in. He's not been as most decisive in the defence, and he often, with his diagonal runs inside from the wide, would allow teams to get around him and give us space into the fullback if that overlap has happened. This is especially a problem when Barcelona start their first press, because he can sometimes leave a space behind, caught in two minds whether to fill the space or pin the nearest player. And obviously this is going to be expected to improve on every time, but this hesitation makes it easier for the opposing team to find the space in behind him and switch the play quite easily, creating an overload on the fullback. But with that being said, it seems like every time that he makes a mistake, he learns from it, and he seems to be getting better every single week, which is great for such a young age of player, and they're consistently playing at a top level. And probably the best thing that he actually opposes is the fact that he is just fearless on the ball. He is not afraid to make mistakes and not afraid to learn from it, even playing for such a big club like Barcelona, where obviously the fans are going to be on you. He seems to understand when it's his fault when he makes mistakes, and he seems to understand when to take possession of the ball and when to take authority of the ball to create chances. And even when things aren't necessarily going for him, he never hides and always tries his best to make sure that they can get another chance to score. And this is probably the most encouraging thing about Lamine Yamal. If he keeps this up, he will genuinely be one of the best wingers in the world. And although Spain do pick some weird players in their national team, there's no way that you'd be not playing for Spain and scoring for them at such a young age if you weren't very, very good. Because it's not just that Xavi loves him, he definitely sees something there that is good enough to play right now for Barcelona, let alone in the future. Overall, there is no doubt that Yamal is the talent with immense potential. Obviously, he has been compared to Lionel Messi. This happens with every single Masia youngster, especially if they're an attacking player. While obviously you don't want to put too much pressure on him, and he is such a young age, because obviously we've seen it with people like Ansu Fati, who are a brilliant talent, who obviously he got injured and it hasn't really worked out under Xavi, so now he's at Brighton. And there's been so many La Masia prospects that started off really well and it never really worked out. But Yamal is just so unique at his age, and I'm very, very excited to see what he does in the future. But for now, it is enough to say that at the age of 16, he has demonstrated a talent capable of enhancing both Barcelona and the Spanish national team. Whatever he goes on to do in football, that is already a remarkable achievement, and no one will probably break his young goal scoring records for the national team and for Barcelona. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.